8 years ago this week, a Delano woman was found murdered in the Bryant-Kern Canal. And nearly a decade later, we're learning new details about the horrifying way she ended up there. But the person or people who put her there still walk free.
Topping our news this hour, it has now been 5 days since a Delano mother of 4 disappeared. But today,
her name was in headlines on the news and social media nearly every day in the fall of 2013.
Erika Lango.
Erika Lango, 26, a beautiful mother of 4, reported missing October 9th.
She was seeing someone else. Her exact words, dude, if he finds out, he's gonna kill me.
He is 36-year-old Julio Lango, Erika's estranged husband at the time. We are hiding the identities of the friends who agreed to talk to us because they fear for their family's safety for speaking out against the former Marine. Julio has never been charged in Erika's disappearance or murder, but he was arrested on suspicion of domestic violence on September 4th, 2013, just over a month before she went missing. Erika told investigators Julio grabbed her by her hair and pulled her to the ground because the house wasn't clean.
She did tell me that she had to play dead. I mean, I don't remember what all he did. That's how she survived whatever happened.
A few weeks later, Erika obtained a restraining order against Julio. It was filed on September 30th. Just 9 days later, she was reported missing. She was supposed to FaceTime a friend that evening.
I mean, I kind of blew it off. You know, we're busy. We're moms. We have kids, and didn't expect it. And the next morning, I looked at my phone, and my sister-in-law had actually shared that she was missing. And I was like, how could she be missing? Like, she was just fine the day before.
Julio called Erika's mom the next morning and said he and his wife had an argument, and she left the house just after 10 p.m. to walk to a friend's home. But surveillance video from an AM/PM shows Erika drive up to the store in the family's SUV at 10:30 p.m. After paying for one item, she walks out to the SUV but doesn't get in. She stays on the phone until a man walks up. Erika then walks around and gets into the passenger seat, while the man gets into the driver's seat and drives off. Many say that man was Julio, but it's hard to tell. The next day, friends and family started looking for her.
A bunch of us went over to her house. Her mom's like, we need to look at her car, we need to look at her apartment. Someone has pictures of everything inside the car, everything outside the car, the scratch marks, the outside of the car, passenger side, completely full of fingerprints. Like she was trying to hold on. They look and I'm like, that's the same sweater. That pink sweater from the video. Why is there a bat in the car? Why is there blood in the dashboard?
We just wanted detectives to see the car, the SUV, take evidence just in case, anything that would help find her. Yeah.
Was there anything suspicious to you about the car?
Well, there was a lot of things, but I would not rather say.
Delano police impounded the vehicle.
We have some items at the FBI lab.
Investigators at the time told KGET reporters they took fluid and a sweater from the SUV, but we never learned if those items yielded any DNA evidence. In 2016, when I asked investigators about the items, they would only say they sent some items to the FBI for analysis and were still waiting on results. I asked again just recently if they ever got those results back, and I was told there was nothing to release. Months of searching and praying went by. Friends and family say Julio never joined them in looking for his wife. It was a canal worker who finally found her body. December 3rd, 2013, in the Bryant-Kern Canal, a quarter-mile north of Williams Avenue in Delano.
Delano police say they will continue to search for more evidence around the canal where Longo's body was found.
I turned on the TV, 5 o'clock news. They had a pole by the edge of the canal. In my head, I'm like, she was in the damn canal the whole time.
This is the spot where Erika Lango's body was pulled from the Bryant-Kern Canal. It would be months before the coroner could determine how she died. And it was worse than family and friends could have even imagined. We recently learned from her death certificate that Erika was tied to a large brick and thrown in the water alive. She drowned, and the coroner could not even determine how long she'd been in the water.
She doesn't need to know that horrible something happened to her mom, and need to find out why.
Friends and even family members, like Erika's own mother, don't see the kids anymore. Julio won't allow it.
He doesn't talk to us. He doesn't want nothing to do with us. I go to his house randomly, unexpectedly, hoping, let me see the kids, but he refuses.
We tried to ask Julio why and talk to him about the accusations against him. We reached out on the phone, over social media, and even knocked on his door. The woman who answered said they had nothing to say. He never spoke to reporters in the days and weeks following his wife's disappearance either. And while police called him a person of interest in his wife's disappearance back in 2013, he has never been charged with her murder. The abuse charges against Julio were dismissed in November 2013, since there were no witnesses and Erika wasn't there to speak for herself. Over the past few years, Julio has had several run-ins with police, mostly for DUI. In October of 2018, he was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence, and police say they found a loaded, illegal assault weapon. Those charges were later dismissed.
I'm just hoping whoever's seeing, if they know anything, any information, it could be very, very helpful for this homicide case to be solved.
We started reaching out to Delano police in September. Just 2 weeks ago, we were told the case would be submitted to secret witness and a reward would be offered in Erika's case. Anyone can call and remain anonymous. That number is 661-322-4040.